Steph Curry is a threat even without the ball. His relentless movement tears defenses apart, and this unseen danger could be the key to reigniting the Warriors' championship hopes. Underestimating Curry's off-ball impact is a fatal mistake, one that opponents cannot afford to make.
And boy, did that get people talking. Depending on which corner of the internet you hang out on, you heard Steph described as either a martyred saint whose otherworldly trials included roster instability, injuries, and the boxing one, or as an aging, overhyped role player who can't cross the street without a Kevin Durant-shaped cane in his hand. For days, the debate raged, stirred further by some Damian Lillard comments about how, quote, it's different than the past 4 or 5 years for Steph, and that, quote, he's seeing it's tough to get those quality looks now. Of course, if you actually listen to the full interview, Lillard was not remotely taking a shot at Curry. He was making a much larger point about how both for him and Steph Curry, there is sometimes not much you can do when an opposing coach is throwing 3 or 4 defenders at you on every trip down the court. But the Steph is overrated crowd grabbed those Lillard headlines and ran with them so loudly that even Steph himself couldn't ignore all the buzz. By the time he stepped onto the court last night for the bookend of the Warriors' 2-game homestand against Portland, he was determined that things go differently, and boy, did they, as Steph brought out all the tricks. Handles? Yeah, check. Whew. Little reverse up and under there? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, he can just do that, Biz. And the threes, off balance? No problem.
I love it.
Catch and shoot.
I mean, goodness. I mean,
no problem.
You talking about one of the 2-time MVPs, right?
Woo. Now, it was not the most important game of Steph Curry's career, but it was one of the best he's ever had statistically. And even in a mostly empty arena, there was that other essential part of any true Steph Curry masterpiece, that kind of liquid joy that spills across the court and uplifts an entire team. Like, say, rookie James Wiseman, who racked up his first career double-double. In the locker room after the game, Steve Kerr gathered the team and actually said he was going to give the game ball to Wiseman, pump faking it toward the youngster before then instead sending the ball to Steph. The stunt sent several guys to the floor laughing, and then when they met with the media afterwards, they were universal in their praise, not just for Steph's game, but the way he had handled the tornado of criticism all weekend.
I think that was right up there with the majority of them. I mean, with the best of them. Just because of, all the talk that's been going around. I could just see, like, Steph has a tendency at times to kind of around with the basketball. There was no around. He came out and everything was shot or attack. Like, and me, I watch a guy's eyes. He never looked to pass once in the beginning of the game.
It's crazy. It reminded me of 2K because I used to play with Steph all the time and I used to drop like 60. So just like actually watching it personally, that was phenomenal.
And then there was Steph himself making a last dance joke.
You the Jordan meme, right? I take all that personally. I don't get frazzled too easily, and very confident in who I am, and as a person, as a basketball player, and there's not going to be anything you can say about me or to me that's going to affect that. It's going to be that kind of narrative from here on out, and I love it.
I had hoped for a brief moment that Steph's performance may quell some of that binary talk online. Of course, that wasn't going to happen. Even as Steph was still at the podium, debate was raging between the I told you so crowd versus the hey, it's just a regular season game crew. The truth, of course, is somewhere in the middle. Steph is a generational, truly great player who also does need to figure out this season how to make more of a nightly impact leading a depleted team. It's not a binary problem, and last night's outburst cannot be the regular solution. No one can put up historic numbers every night. It doesn't work that way. But at least for 48 minutes, amid all the talk, it was Steph Curry who had the loudest word. Either the ball goes in or it doesn't, and last night it did.
Steph Curry is a master of movement. In fact, it's his off-ball play that makes him a nightmare for opposing defenses. Curry covers nearly 3 miles of ground per game, constantly moving, cutting, and slipping past defenders. This kind of relentless movement forces defenses to scramble, creating mismatches and open opportunities for his teammates. His work without the ball is as important as his shooting. According to data, Curry's off-ball movement leads to an increase in offensive efficiency by a remarkable 20%. His presence alone pulls defenders out of position, giving the Warriors endless options for attack. Curry's cutting creates space, not only for himself, but also for players like Jonathan Kuminga and Andrew Wiggins, whose shooting percentages rise when they share the floor with Curry. Wiggins, for instance, shoots 15% better from the field when Curry is moving off-ball, creating open looks for everyone around him. These stats are clear evidence that Steph Curry's presence is far more complex than just a scoring threat. So the fear of Curry getting open forces teams to play at a disadvantage, and it's this gravity that allows the Warriors' offense to flourish. But the real power of Curry's off-ball movement is in the fear it creates among defenders, pulling them out of position before the play even develops. Even without the ball, Curry's presence draws defenders like moths to a flame. Teams are forced to double-team him, overcommitting and leaving wide open lanes for his teammates. Curry's gravity is no secret. His ability to manipulate defensive schemes, even without touching the ball, is what makes him injurious players and dangerous. Stats show that Curry's gravitational pull adds nearly 1.5 defenders to his vicinity on any given play. That kind of attention opens up scoring opportunities for players like Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga, who thrive when defenses collapse around Curry. Curry's movement also draws fouls, adding an additional layer of pressure to defenses. Last season, Curry's off-ball movement led to 27% more free throw attempts for his teammates. This gravitational pull has been a key factor in keeping the Warriors' offense at an elite level, even when Curry isn't scoring. But it's not just Curry's off-ball prowess that's vital, it's how this contributes to the Warriors' broader aspirations for another championship run. Steph Curry's off-ball brilliance isn't just a tactical advantage, it's the lifeblood of the Warriors' championship aspirations. Even without Klay Thompson, Curry's mastery of the court gives the Warriors a fighting chance. Without Curry's gravity pulling defenders, the offense would struggle to find the open lanes and clean looks that have made the Warriors so dominant. The numbers speak volumes. The Warriors' winning percentage jumped to over 75% when Curry is moving off the ball effectively, proving that even without scoring. Without Klay Thompson in the lineup, Curry's role becomes even more critical. His ability to force defenses to overreact opens up new possibilities for Golden State. This isn't just about the numbers, it's about the psychology of the game. Defenses are constantly adjusting to Curry's movement, making him the focal point, even when he's not the one with the ball. And yet, Curry's off-ball dominance isn't just about his movement, it's about how it reaffirms his position as the king of the NBA. Steph Curry's place in NBA history is already solidified, but it's his leadership and off-ball genius that make him the undisputed king of the modern game. With 4 championships and 2 MEP titles, Curry has changed the way basketball is played. His ability to lead, not just by scoring, but by influencing every aspect of the game, sets him apart. Curry is averaging close to 30 points per game when his off-ball movement is at its peak, proving that his dominance extends beyond just shooting. What makes Curry the king is his leadership. Younger players like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody look up to him, not just for his skill, but for his relentless drive. Even after more than a decade in the NBA, Curry's work ethic is unmatched. His leadership sets the tone for the Warriors, ensuring that every player knows their role in contributing to the team's success. So what does this mean for the future of the Warriors as Curry enters another season at the helm? As Steph Curry approaches another season, the expectations are higher than ever. Analysts project Curry could average 28 to 30 points per game in the 2022-4-25 season, driven largely by his ability to create scoring opportunities without the ball. With key players like Klay Thompson no longer in the lineup, Curry's off-ball movement will be crucial in maintaining the Warriors' offensive rhythm. Advanced metrics place Curry in the top 1% of all-time players in terms of off-ball efficiency, a stat that underlines just how important he will be in the coming season. Additionally, Curry's ability to impact the game without the ball positions him as the engine behind the Warriors' success. His movement alone could lead the Warriors to a 50-win season if the supporting cast capitalizes on the space he creates. Numbers from last season suggest that when Curry is moving off ball, the Warriors score an additional 10 points per 100 possessions, a staggering statistic that highlights his impact. But even more than the stats, it's Curry's role as a leader that will define the Warriors' future success. Steph Curry isn't just the Warriors' best player, he's their leader, mentor, and strategist. His off-ball play is just one aspect of how he elevates everyone around him. Younger players like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga look to Curry for guidance, and it's his leadership that sets the tone for the team's culture. The Warriors are more than just a team, they're a family, and Curry's influence is felt both on the court and in the locker room. Curry's leadership goes beyond what the numbers can show. It's in his ability to mentor, inspire, and elevate his teammates. As the Warriors look toward another season, Curry's off-ball movement and leadership will be the cornerstone of their success. His mentorship of the younger generation ensures that the Warriors' legacy will continue long after his playing days are over. And so, as the Warriors march forward, they do so with Curry leading the way. Steph Curry is more than just a shooter, he's the engine that drives the Warriors. His off-ball movement, leadership, and ability to influence every aspect of the game keep the Warriors in the championship conversation. As long as Curry is on the court, the Warriors will always have a chance to win. Even without the ball, Curry remains the most dangerous player in the league. The road to another championship will be tough, but with Curry leading the way, anything is possible.